President Donald Trump has banned transgender people from participating in girls' and women's sports. It's a win for women's sports. Donald Trump announced when he signed an executive order at the White House, surrounded by young female athletes.
Under the Trump administration, we will defend the proud tradition of female athletes, and we will not allow men to beat up, injure, and cheat our women and our girls. From now on, women's sports will be only for women.
According to the new regulations, the gender of an athlete is the one determined at birth, not changed according to preferences. If educational institutions don't respect this, they can forget about federal funding. The White House is now counting on the U.S. Olympic Committee and sports associations to implement similar measures.
First, he made it the official policy of the federal government that there are only two sexes, male and female, and we have directed all federal agencies to comply with that policy.
The end of women's sports was talked about loudly, for example, during last year's Olympic Games in France, when female boxers in particular complained that they had to fight rivals with male chromosomes.
Hi, hello, and how?
Meanwhile, in the U.S., there has been increasing talk about transgender people in women's changing rooms. The topic was one of the main themes of last year's election campaign overseas, and Trump, as a result, won many votes from women and parents of young athletes. The return of common sense on women's sports issues was one of Trump's promises during the last election campaign. Their rapid implementation scares Trump's opponents.
In 2016, we didn't know what he was really going to do in office, but now we know. And I don't know. I can't understand how he got elected. I can't understand how people are okay with this, and I hope that people will start to push back before it's too late.
But this criticism is a minority vote. The latest polls show it. Trump's policies so far are supported by nearly 49% of Americans, while 44% of those surveyed have a different opinion. Another major promise was to cut costs and make government agencies more efficient. Elon Musk, the billionaire and visionary responsible for these reforms, has already taken the USAID aid agency under the microscope. As it turned out, hundreds of millions of dollars were going to promote leftist ideology around the world instead of development and humanitarian aid. Now the Musk-led department called DOGE wants to tackle the abolition of the Department of Education so that parents have more influence over their children's education.